Stand to McWhirrs, and welcome back to another episode of RogueTech as we get into the campaigns of Howl's Harrows. And the last time, Omega came off the bench, finally able to get a little bit of combat in for him, a pilot that we picked up a very long time ago and have spent, well, zero training time investing. But hey, that's going to change, and, well, maybe not today. We have other things to get done. It's going to be a capture-based mission. 521 priority salvage is very attractive in that. 4 skulls means there could be a fairly decent mix of cool and interesting mechs to show up with. Even though we're building a couple of mechs right now, I always want to get my hands on more. So let's rock and roll. Finn finally out of the hospital and feeling good about it. He had a bit of a party for himself when, we got him out of the hospital. Looks like we have spawned basically on top of the base. Not quite. It's right there, though, and it is this map, the walled outpost in the middle of the area where the enemy normally comes from here. But hey, we're playing random spawns, so who can possibly tell? So today we have Mockingbird driving her rackhammer, as she often does. Jester in the Vulture. Howl has oh no, she's still driving the Gaswolf. Right, I decided the Gaswolf over the Marauder. Death Crusade inside the Mackie. Finn in the Thanatos. I'm going to turn on his missile launchers right here to make sure that he can actually do melee combat damage. Showboat in the Axeman. Paradox driving the Onager, and Coach backing him up in the Catapult Mark III. Now, the problem with the Catapult Mark III is it's no longer got the quadruple MML-10s with all of their amazingness. He's had to swap one in for MML-20. We'll swap that out as soon as we possibly can because the heat savings on it are gigantic. But between these two, I think we have a fairly decent chance of capturing some mechs intact. And even if we don't take those mechs, it could be quite interesting to see whether or not we wish to steal all the stuff out of them. So we'll just start getting ourselves on the way. Nothing too special just yet. Make sure we set our AMSs to overload. That would actually be pretty important. Where is... God, I don't even remember his name at this point. Yeah, there, Thanos. Overload and overload. Just to make sure that we're best protected. You never know quite what's going to come at you, and sometimes you can get detected on turn 1, and it's not exactly pleasant, especially once you started moving, which takes away your spawn protection. But by the time we rock and roll in the next attack, we should identify basically everybody on the planet. So the Onager and the Catapult are going to need to sort of stick close to each other. They complement each other to a certain extent. Both are fully capable of totally torching a mech in one turn. Should that need arise. However, we do have several mechs that have support and backup for that, mainly our Arrow Vulture driven by Jester, and of course the Mackie with his brand new Inferno shells for all the fun. Oh crap, I should not have moved the Vulture in so close. It is not designed for the shenanigans. Now the Mackie, I have no problem with just putting the Mackie on top of the enemy, because it is a 100-ton assault mech. It is fairly beefy in the amount of firepower that it has at its disposal, and more importantly, at the amount of armor that it has at its disposal. Mockingbird bringing up the rear, despite the fact... Oh no, she's getting Tactics 10 to the next level. Should help out a decent amount. Alright, enemy. It's time to get involved. So Coach in the Catapult Mark III. Always a little bit of a risky maneuver to move you first, but... we've identified multiple targets, and we are dealing with a turret of some description. Shredder? Anti-tank. Yeah, so much for an anti-tank. Wolverine as well. What else is this? A Thump artillery vehicle. Okay, so that's actually dangerous. And the TBM-5 carrier, also actually dangerous. So I'm actually going to focus on the TBM-5 carrier. We're going to nail him with Hydras. As you can see, our temperature is just ridiculous, but we have to deal with it. So engage with lots of heat from long range. Probably shouldn't have used these Hydras because they're a little bit, how do I describe this? Limited. I have 120, and I probably should have waited the Onager to do that sort of thing, but you know what? I'm feeling fine. Give me a Thump artillery with a shape charge shell. 99.1 is exactly what I'm looking for, and rock and roll his world. Good hit. That's what I like to see. So then we'll start just continuing a little bit of a stride forward. He's somewhat exposed and in the open, but I think I can make it work to a certain extent. I'll sprint you forward. Nothing too fancy, but you will hopefully still be in AMS range for a couple of our forward units. You have identified an Awesome, which is awesome. It's just a basic Awesome too, and an SM2, also low on armor, an Emperor, so a second Emperor. This one apparently equipped much more heavily with laser weapons, although it still has a pair of AC5s, as well as an Archer. And a Roughneck. Oh, the Roughneck is cool. I might want to steal the Roughneck. Really, none of these mechs have anything special about them whatsoever. So, detonations for everybody. And we're just gonna sprint on in here. We're also gonna use your Hydras as well, because why not? And I'm gonna target the... Ooh, am I not in range for the SM2? It's unfortunate. Well, in that case, we'll target the Thumper. And looks like he's almost dead already. Might actually behoove me to nail him or nailed this target actually, with just a whole bunch of swarm. Thought I had swarm. Oh no, you're Hydra only. It's the other one that has swarm. Could multi-target actually. Oh yes, very much. Okay, so Thumper and you. Let's see if I can get a little bit lucky. So Able, Bravo, and Rock and Roll. First set of missiles. Detonation, and I think we knocked down the front gate, but it's not really clear. You're not quite dead, but we're getting close. Hopefully we'll have you taken care of. I'd like to have the entire artillery unit completely wiped out by the time we actually get involved in the fight, but no guarantees. Axeman providing the point defense required to just completely shut down the Roughneck's long-range combat solution, and 10 of 10 shot down immediately. Jester, I think it's time for you to provide a little bit of love. Actually, you probably should provide very pinpoint and aggressive love to this one. Yeah, I'm gonna go full guided on you, and I'm gonna warlord on you. We're basically gonna throw everything I've got into knocking out the SM2, because I don't want to have to deal with your sniper. A couple of good hits, but unfortunately, we spread out the damage, and so he's not quite dead. I'll have to rely on my other artillery solutions in order to fully take care of that. And keep me in some cover? That'll do as good as I possibly can at the moment. I do have one more artillery shell, and that might be able to do some damage. Not super worried about the anti-tank turret, a heavy rifle, and, you know, 2 rocket launcher 20s. I don't think it's actually going to be able to do anything, not at the ranges we're currently fighting at. But yeah, a little bit of artillery fire in here. Maybe we'll get really lucky, we'll blow both of them up. You never quite know, because the damage is rather variable. But both of them are very weak on armor. I'll probably lay the shell in right on here, and we'll just sort of see where that one goes. Howl in your Gauss Wolf. Did you just have a target from here? You do. Good shot on the anti-tank and a heavy quad gun. I think I'll take the heavy quad gun because I don't know what it is, and it does worry me. Double tap. Good hits. Solid. Unfortunately, not quite the penetration I was sort of hoping for. Gauss Wolf can now slip on forward, and we'll be in a position to sort of engage the Wolverine when he finally decides to turn around and fight me. Oh yeah, definitely. Well, actually, maybe not. I'm trying to figure out if I knocked out this gate or not. Just need to knock down the entire thing. With enough artillery, anything is possible. I like Roughnecks 75 tons, or 70 tons? 70 tons? Yeah, I think 70 tons. Might be 75. But really, all of the current offerings that we're looking at here, nothing too special. But hey, you never know. Maybe we will run into the reinforcement lance, and it'll be really, really cool, and all kinds of things to be stolen. So let's lay some artillery down. Hi, not you, but in fact you. And hopefully, the indirect sniper high explosive shell.
Locked on target.
Okay, shouldn't have been firing the lasers. I figured there was a wall there, but apparently not. And you can stand on top of the hill. So it doesn't look like we knocked out the SM2, although we damaged it, but still not being dead kinda sucks. I'd like to be able to get a little bit long-range firepower into it, but it looks like we're probably going to take more shelling than I anticipated. I wonder if it would have been more effective to try and double tap the Infernos. That might have actually worked out better just because of the way the splash damage operates, smashing on into the turret. Kind of figured I had a fairly decent chance of killing them utilizing just the guideds. But apparently 110 health was not enough. He's got 9 on the 1. Oh, we came so close. Targets. I can kill you. I can kill you. I can potentially kill you. But yeah, none of you really have anything capable of actually fighting me. Do I want to... Is there a position I can move into take out? No, there's not. Well, in that case, yeah, let's kill somebody. You're basically open and exposed for me to annihilate, aren't you? So we'll go full 6s. No more quad gun. Of course, there's still the anti-tank rocket launcher, but I'm kind of hoping that my overloaded AMS will operate at maximum efficiency and just annihilate all of my enemies. It's entirely possible. That is one of the basis turrets. We also know where the other was, so there's 2 more, which I'm not quite certain what they are nor where they are. I suppose the one would be located there and one would be located there. So those 2 turrets, if they're not direct fire, then we don't have to worry. Rather, if they are direct fire, we don't have to worry. Couple of PPCs towards the Axeman. Miss and miss by fairly high margins. So only 2 PPCs. An awesome... This is an 8Q, I believe. If I'm remembering my variants right, it's the stock vanilla one, so 3 PPCs, small laser on the roof. We saw that when we scanned him real quickly. So I'm a little surprised he's not using all 3 PPCs. You kind of want to figure that you put out as much damage as you possibly can on the first turn, because otherwise you're about to get absolutely cooked. And I have very good intentions for barbecuing absolutely everybody in this base. You know, once I get to them. But we have completed all of our operations. It's time for them to come up with a counter solution, and the Archer is not a horrible counter solution. And a couple of hits on the X-Man, but the X-Man is okay to take it. Hopefully. Oh crap, she's unsettled. Let's pull her back. Pull her back quickly. Blind defense! Ooh, we've probably burned them all out. Luckily for us, they were utilizing. Will you stop whining? Stop whining, like a child. Ooh, so much fire. Luckily... Okay, so we are dealing with a rack turret. Although, it's curiously, not a whole heck of a lot of hits. And a gas turret. Or perhaps a railgun. Can't salvage a railgun, unfortunately, off of a turret. Otherwise, I would do that immediately. Probably a gas turret, though. Yeah, heavy gas emplacement. Would be nice to rob on that one. And then, of course, you are the heavy quad gun, which is jammed. Oh, so maybe ultra autocannons? Well, we'll find out. Catapult can basically... Why did you not move? I do not understand this. Alrighty, I will set your integrated laser MS to overload, but that's probably a bad idea. I'm going to do it anyway. Because I want to kill everybody. Let's annihilate you. Do I have anything other than hydras? I don't. Oh, barbecue you anyway. There we go. So the heavy long-range launcher is taken care of. A little bit reactive, although it hasn't actually done anything this particular turn. Move on forward, keep myself in cover. We can spring out of cover at a moment's notice. The Onager has managed to jam one of his weapons, but that's perfectly okay. It is the Onager after all, and it has a nice flexible loadout. Of course, the plasma cannon's giving you all kinds of options to kill people with. So, SM2 artillery piece, and so tempting to shoot you. You are also a vulnerable target in the back, which I may actually shoot, and more likely, though, probably Charlie, because Charlie is vulnerable. So yeah, we'll ignore the Wolverine for now. He still hasn't done anything, so I'm not all that worried about him. Incoming Hydras, taken care of, lovely. So we've basically wiped out all of the really difficult things to deal with. Weapon unjammed. Very happy about that. The Thanatos can sort of come in for a brawl if we want to do it. I think I'll move in to see what I can take a look at. Okay, so it is going to be brawling, or long-range combat only. Bit unfortunate. Warrior helicopter can't shoot down. Warrior helicopter can't shoot down. Awesome, I'd like to take a reasonably intact. I don't mind blowing up this archer. It's only got 2 medium lasers, which is a little bit disappointing. You did have a rotary AC-5 and an Ultra 2. Okay, interesting. That's actually fairly solid. And an improved heavy Gauss rifle. I actually like that a lot. And Orion over there in the corner. Always a solid mech to steal. However, I think I am going to shoot this Wolverine in the back. Because why not? Sounds like she's actually in a good mood, so showboat. Would you like to kill people? I'm gonna move back. What is that? I hear something squealing. Huh. Very odd. Might be the wind. I happen to live by a lake, so wind can be quite ridiculous. I'll take a look at it later. Alright, Jester, your Vulture is probably in a pretty solid position to just beat the ever-living crap out of everybody. I could actually just guide it into his back, but I think we have better options for that. Specifically, I'm thinking Howl could probably do that a lot better. Because all Howl has to do is just move in right on top of him and medium laser him to death. Although the gas rifles will be a nice touch as well. Yeah. Oh, actually, I don't have the shot. You know what? We will multi-target then. So first things first, Wolverine, then the Gila Chopper, and let's just rock and roll. Missed with one, which is a little disappointing. I was kind of hoping to manage to get absolutely everything taken down. We're taking a couple of penetrating hits as well, puts us in a nice solid position. I've got the Death Crusade as well as Jester. Actually, does Death Crusade have anybody in like direct cable fire ability? Oh yes, very much. Do I have a shot on the other turret? Turret in back. Yes, I do. How about the heavy gas rifle? Even better. Alright, so I'll give him a shape charge. We don't get to use the shape charge very often, but it's so fun. Okay, you can move just a little bit over to the side. Stand out, be noticed, be shot at. It's fine. We have plans for you, sir. Archer needs to die, but so does this heavy gas rifle turret, because an improved heavy gas rifle has longer-ish ranges. Double tap with some big damage numbers. And he's exposed. Just need to get a little bit more fire into the target, and we'll have all things taken care of. Shift off over to the side, and we'll be nice and chill. Where are you going to next? Who is going to next, more specifically? And no current operations so far from the enemy as they ponder their options. Since we're on 18, we're still looking at Mockingbird coming up, and Mockingbird is just, well, death in a Warhammer. Probably the greatest vindication of a Warhammer ever. Okay, iterated laser MS has been spitting out some hot fire. Should probably turn it off, but hey, I'm liking the aggressive stance that we can take with this. Alright, Rackhammer, what are you currently looking at? Absolutely nothing is what you're looking at. So we'll shift on right over here, take a look. Could annihilate the turret, could kill the warrior, could kill the Wolverine, could kill an Orion. Really, the entire world is your oyster, but there's a heavy Gauss platform. How much health did that heavy Gauss rifle have? That's important to know. Very critical information, actually. 460, yeah, let's make sure you guys know. Popped and gone. So don't have to worry about the heavy Gauss rifle, however, we still left up the multi-gun, however, they did jam themselves. So we're looking at an Ultra 5. Ultra 5 isn't the worst in the world. It does hurt. I mean, we have a mech that is basically multiple Ultra 5s. It's 6 Ultra 5s in a single fashion. Each shot is okay, but not amazing. There we go. I was waiting for that, Mr. Awesome. Expecting that to happen sooner. Now I can barbecue you without even trying. No, that's kind of the plan, actually. So he's already overheating. I'm going to drop a whole bunch of Hydra on top of his head. He will cook, no doubt. The RogueTech could also take just a whole bunch of Inferno SRMs. We'll find out. Gauss Wolf up front. Ooh, you are going to cook yourself pretty nastily, actually. So that may not work out quite as well as I was hoping. But the inside of the base is currently on fire. We're currently trying to steal a bioweapon anyway, so maybe putting the entire thing on fire is the right idea. Oh, this is topical. Yes, we are attempting to steal the bioweapon, and the coronavirus is ravaging the world. Gross hyperbole, yes, but still. So warriors coming on forward, but they're warriors at the end of the day. They don't have a lot of armor. They don't have a lot of firepower. It's not like we're shooting Nidhogg gunships or anything. See, that would be dangerous. If we were fighting truly dangerous opponents with truly dangerous weaponry. Thankfully, we're not, and the target should be relatively easy to kill. Once they finally decide what it is they want to do. I think I'm totally done out. Yeah, we are. I'm hoping that with this mission, Mockingbird may actually get to level 10, because a level 10 Mockingbird is a powerful Mockingbird. Well, level 10 tactics. She's already a level 10 gunnery, which is why we put her in the Gauss Wolf. And the Wolverine finally deciding he wants to actually get involved in this fight, or maybe not, try to hide a little bit. After all, wouldn't you want to? Oh, yes, the Emperor, I totally forgot. There is something worth stealing. Yes, we'll have to nab him, all of him. Hopefully. I mean, we're looking for intact bodies for stealing things like fusion cores, certain types of engines, various electronic equipment. So we're basically just trying to hijack everybody. There's the Archer's salvo, of course, which that probably cooked me a little bit. 26 of 40, but no hits. And a sensor lock on the Onager. Multiple cannon shells, managing to miss and hit the Axeman that I had deliberately moved back to try and cover. Oh, more incoming fire. Oh yeah, the heavy rifle. And the rocket pods just not getting through the mass defense. 35 to 40 shot down with no trouble at all. Fin in your Thanatos. Let's continue to sort of stride you on in. In fact, it might be time to brawl with you. Let's find out. Let's go see what we've got. Opportunities abound. Can't kill a warrior because I can't see him. Could kill that warrior without too much trouble. Will annihilate the anti-tank, which may be the best plan I've got. Roughneck, I could shell. Yeah, I think I'll take out the turret. It's probably the best use of my time at the moment. Not that turret, although it would be nice. No, we'll target the near turret because I don't want to have to deal with any more rocket packs. So acid, medium pulse, and a thumper. Shape charge, indirect fire. Oh, the cooking that ensued. Double heat sinks. Well, you can't actually steal any of that, so that works fine. What did you jam? Oh, he's radical coolant flushing, so he'll have that under control next turn. Yeah, this is why I should stop doing that. I should probably yank that integrated laser MS out of the mech. It's too toasty. It's much too hot to handle. Can I cook anybody? Not really. I mean, I've got around a set of Hydra left. So we'll get our emergency coolant dump currently triggering. Yeah, let's see if I can't get you cooked. Have the last of my Hydras. I don't know if that shut you down or not, but we'll find out soon. Ooh, baby, I did not quite realize how much heat you were stacking. I should really pay attention to that because that's how you got killed the last time. Totally my fault. Alright, let's push in on this. Hello. I could shoot at you, but I don't really care. You, on the other hand, are a little bit more interesting. Okay, structure exposed, which is nice, but you didn't kill nearly as much as I was kind of, well, hoping for. So I'm going to shift on forward as well. Go like so. Nail the multi-target. Turn this on. I should stop that for a moment. Now turn it on, just to make sure. And you get hit with the Hydras. And you get hit with the Plasma. Let's check you out as well. Not bad. Yeah, go Plasma for him. And fire away. Some more Hydras? I hope that's a cook. I really do. There we go. Taken completely down.
One last vehicle.
So Jester is now available to do whatever Jester likes to do. Could kill the Wolverine. Could hurt the Orion. We may actually focus on Orion. The Awesome is so close. I can't not cook the Awesome. So let's make sure that we do that. I will engage the Orion with a guided, and the Awesome is about to continue to be in his own little inferno. So enjoy.
Copy that.
So guided going down. Ooh, missed by 17. That's actually probably about as bad as it could have missed by. And we shut off the Awesome. Lovely. Puts me in a position to try and headcap him if we want, or cook him, should that prove to be a little bit more of an ideal strategy. Hide the Vulture, of course, because you don't want to place the Vulture in position to be shot at. After all, that can become very dangerous very quickly. I really don't want to get much closer, otherwise we'll trigger a reinforcement lance. Oh, I've lost target on you. I'm going to have to get closer. That is unfortunate. Probably Howl can move up. She'll maybe go for a double tap or something. That is going to require her to get into brawling range with the Roughneck, but the Roughneck is SRM6's machine guns.
Commander?
Showboat. Not in a position to do anything,
Commander.
but you most certainly are, my lovely. And yeah, could probably actually fill the archer full of lead. Let's go do that. It's a less than ideal shot. He's at full armor. We're facing him front on, but you know what? I'm feeling cocky. Run the gun. Ooh.
Mech destroyed.
How? Did you blow his head off? That would require you to double tap his cockpit. Because I do believe the archer has full head armor. Most mechs do. Just even in vanilla, which I... Nope. Did I... Shoot. I suddenly hit brace instead of moving. Unfortunate. But yeah, most mechs even in vanilla... Oh, I didn't... Oh yeah, Emperors do have jump jets. Taking a couple of shots over towards the Gas Wolf. Not able to connect because we're far too nimble. I mean, we're... At the end of the day, you have to admit, we are a Mad Cat. Mad Cats are stupidly fast. I love it. Warrior, Wolverine, Orion, Roughneck, Emperor. Emperor's actually a really easy shot, but I want to steal him. I will, however, lay on into you. Another shape charge. I don't get to use it very often. I like to.
Engaging target.
Pop. Nice, decent amount of damage. And you can just, you know, stand strong and tall. If you absorb fire, that's actually perfectly acceptable. And he has failed his attempt to start up. Obviously, he's way too hot for startup. He also doesn't have any ammunition to blow himself up with, so we have that little advantage working for us, should the need arise. Advantage for stealing him, not advantage on... Well, because we don't have to worry about an ammo explosion. We recently had a problem, actually, with that, where we're a full-on Kodiak that we had overcooked, managed to blow off his own ammo. It was very annoying, actually. Okay, so the enemy is currently trying to assess their stratagem as we jam the ever-loving heck out of them. I gotta get this catapult back under temperature. It is a problem. Also, all of its missiles have jammed. Oh, rockets and SRMs and LRMs. Looks like... Oh, okay, interesting. That's actually a pretty decent solution to the problem of how to use LRMs in a brawl. Is you use scatter LRMs. I like that idea. Huh. Could have... well... No point in using LRMs as long as RogueTech is on, although you've dealt a lot of damage to my left arm by this point, which I am very much not about, because I'm not sure if I have any replacement gas rifles for this Gas Wolf, so going down to 1 would be a major inconvenience for me. So we're going to have to take a look at that. I am currently in the market for a pair of Clan LRM 5s to replace my medium lasers with a couple of interesting weapon options. Scatter missiles, Hydras more likely though, because Hydras are just stupidly useful for killing everything. Yeah, honestly, the preferred item would be a pair of MML-10s, but those are 3 tons apiece, and I've only got 6 tons to play with. So, and then as far as I know, there's not any brisk MML-5s at 1.5 tons. But at that point, you may as well just use clan weapons. Rackhammer taking some counter fire. I think he's recognized a fellow rack user. Yeah, but you're not being touched by that heavy fire. That's kind of the key there. Finn, where be ye? Thanatos is in position for a brawl, should we ask for one. And I think I'm gonna... Yes, gonna. Let's go kill ourselves in Orion.
Double time. Let's go.
Hi, buddy. He's gonna hurt you a lot. Oh, detonated his ammo and that took the whole mech. Didn't even need the pulse laser follow-up.
Target neutralized.
So good job on that. Already destroyed. Onager needs to move on in. We actually do have a line of sight on the lovely little target. Yeah, I kind of figured that was going to happen, but I had to make sure. Yeah, fixed defenses are still intact, we know. We will have them down probably by the end of the turn. Target his face, hit him with the Hydras, and... Actually, no, multi-target, because as long as you can see another target, you may as well shoot it. You, play ball. Go for the cook. Okay, more heat onto the target. Oh, ooh, he managed to nail him with that. That started a good little cook on that one, 58 heat. Showboat and Coach. Coach is burning. Holy crap. Coach is going to move like 6 inches to the side.
I'm there.
Brace it up. Good. Temperature under control, or will be under control next round. Showboat your Axeman. You're going to basically come up, play bodyguard to Coach a little bit. And I think I'll shoot at the roughneck slightly just to get his attention. Bazap. No connections, but we didn't expect it. Spiked helmet gives you a -1 to hit anyway for long-range weapons.
Yes, Commander.
Oh, the Vulture. The Vulture can do so many things, including trying to take his head. Now, will I attempt to do that? Yes. Why? Because it's a full health. Awesome.
Fire.
Double tap. I think that got his head.
Hostile eliminated.
Alright, so we've managed to take the head of an awesome, which is awesome. Sorry, the pun was bad. I understand that, but you know what? I couldn't help myself. It really is hard to help yourself when you're dealing with multiple awesomes. The Mackie, however, could start a little bit more Inferno. So show me... Oh, that's so good. Give me a... No direct shot. 70% with an Inferno. You know what? I will take those odds. We'll shut off the lasers. I would prefer not to cook him. Well, shoot him. Whoosh! The fire. Oh, that unsteadiness already abounds, although he was, you know... moving in various ways that would make him extra vulnerable to that sort of attack. Jump jets and all that. So his heat is almost boiling him. I don't have any more heat application units. Unfortunately. I will admit it was a mistake to turn it on, and I shouldn't have. The integrated laser ammo. That really is a device of last resort, and I shouldn't have been using it so willy-nilly. And it will probably result in, well... The Emperor's probably going to get away. Although he's currently sitting on a huge amount of heat right now, which does make him quite vulnerable. But I'm not sure how much armor he's packing. Is he at full health? I don't remember. But he would be an excellent robbery. I mean, we already have one Emperor building. I wouldn't actually mind a second Emperor for a completely different setup of things. Instead of, you know, mounting a pair of Thumpers, perhaps I could mount something a little bit more direct fire aggressive. Twin Risk Rack 5s certainly come to mind. With the amount of firepower that they can dish out, it is just so much fun to lay down the enemy. Could actually use it as a replacement for the Rakatar. I think swapping out one Shade Mech for another Shade Mech, I don't think he'd care too much. Alright, sprint. Let's come over here. Let's be aggressive. Be aggressive. And am I going to be vulnerable? Yeah, but you know what? I'm going to kill a Wolverine. There we go. See, that's why the medium laser follow-up is so lovely. It's just like bazap, and they're all dead. Emperor's gonna turn a little bit. Oh, nailed the Onager hard. Onager was not designed for that sort of combat, but dude, you have that under control and temperature. That is impressive. Yeah, the Onager was... It's clearly heavier than the 55-ton version, but I didn't build it to be a tank. I built it to be a skirmisher. I mean, it's got good speed, good maneuverability, and really just a lot of cook onto it. Which, you know, works out. Roughneck, shifting on. And no target, but the long-range ultra-auto can... Gotta keep shooting the Rakatar, or the Rackhammer. The Rackhammer will take care of that without too much trouble. Finn in the Thanatos. Hi, my buddy, my friend, my pal. Do I want to go? I think I do, but first things first, let's go prune the skies. I own the skies. I'll shut off these just in case they splash back onto me. Anti-aircraft medium pulse lasers. Taken care of. Coach. Yeah. Oh, because that's why. I was like, wait a second. Something is very wrong here. Alright, let's go barbecue somebody.
You got it.
Good morning. I'm gonna lay a sensor lock just to make sure this works extra easily. There we go. Take aim. I assume he's going to explode. Oh, 175 heat makes him instant cook, which is lovely. And now the onager. Take aim. You have the weapons. And switch over to your SRMs. They're more accurate and, well, they're more effective. So let's go torching.
Affirmative.
Plasma. And 204 heat. Like I said, onager capable of handling the whole 9 yards. Mackie. Who's left? Heavy quad gun. I could go trying to prune your head. That is entirely something within my grasp. I mean, you don't even have the armor to protect against it, so... Yeah, ER large lasers on. We don't often use it, but hey. Take his head? Oh, you got his engine core.
Solid connection.
Which honestly is not the best thing at the moment. Jester, right. You have another target that is basically at full health, so double tap his face. Twin guidance. Do me an emperor. There we go. Pilot lethal.
That's a kill.
So there's an emperor, fully and easily stolen now. Shift in on over here.
Heading out.
Mockingbird, go finish your little duel that you've been having with this guy over here. And I would like to have it fully pacified. Heavy quad gun knocked out.
That's a kill.
So now we're just dealing with our little friendly roughneck over here. He's got basically no health. So Howl, I will give you one opportunity to pick his head clean off. Technically you could do it. How much health does he have? We're looking at 20, yeah, a little bit too much for medium lasers, unfortunately. You get one Gauss shot. Make it a good one. It was not a good one, unfortunately.
Waiting for orders.
You know, I could just straight up run into you and kill you, but I'm not going to turn on the mask. No point in wasting on that. Okay, enemy turn. Yeah, you're just too bloody hot to deal with it. Alright, coach.
Confirm.
So what I want to do is I need to get to your back. Swing in over here. Hi. Good morning. How much armor do you got? Yeah. Do I have to pick a shot? Let's fire just 10 missiles right into his back.
Copy that.
A little bit of heat, a little bit of stress.
Good to go.
Okay. You don't really have any way of participating in this fight properly.
Acknowledged.
Paradox.
Standing by.
The onager could, yeah, the onager do some interesting things. How much armor has he got left? Like 4 or 5. Target that one. Go for a single MML 15. Again, we're trying to
Roger.
see if we can sort of push him gently into being out of the mech. Bell?
Target taken.
Aha, there we go. Like I said, push him gently into getting out of the mech. So we managed to steal the mechs, what I consider to be not important, but the most
Reading you.
potentially useful. Probably grab the Emperor. Probably grab the Emperor and sell the Emperor, if I'm completely honest. Although I could grab the Emperor, sell the Rakatar, and then just basically use his bits for that.
Double time.
Sort of a replacement at 95 tons, giving some support for heavy weapons. They were always meant to be direct fire support weapons anyway. So managed to bust our way into the base, torched out some pretty interesting things. Could actually pick up an Awesome. I mean, Awesomes are pretty awesome, not gonna lie. They were our first assault mech in Mech Warrior 5, which was pretty fun. So that whole mech... Oh, there's reinforcements. Is there reinforcements? Yes, there is. Okay, they actually dropped right on top of us. Catapult getting shot at, but you know what? We have all of the point defense systems maximally engaged. This is why we keep it on overload whenever we can. Okay, so we've identified a maximum hover transport. Potentially very dangerous. Should it be in the right position, but if we turn on these guys fast enough, we might be able to get some really cool stuff. The onager is in a good position for a follow-up, as is Belrilla. Oh my. Well, this may change our plans considerably. That right there is a Red Reaper. That is a pirate, I think it's a pirate anyway, melee Black Knight equipped with a large vibro sword and a large shield. A Holopolis, of course, a shade special. With one-shot arrows, I'm going to assume, but they might be normal arrow launchers. We'll have to find out. I'm just going to have to get my cookers on in there and see what I can actually manage to boil up. And an LRM carrier MiG-2, which is of course always dangerous. Core defense at maximum defense is handling it. Mostly. Alright, Finn.
Yes, Commander.
Let's get things underway, I suppose. With the Thumper Artillery reset to direct fire. And actually, just what's your shot here? Okay, show me that Holopolis again. It is a one shot. Okay, medium heavy laser pirate, Hellstorm artillery. It's nothing special. Maxim, deadly. This, very deadly. You, potentially deadly. I'm going to lay a sensor lockdown on top of the LRM carriage, just make it easier for everybody's lives to annihilate.
Sensors locked on.
And the first things first, though, of course, when we actually get into the heat combat phase of this game.
Target acquired.
Ooh, missed. Less than good.
Failed to connect.
When we get into the heat combat part of the game, we are going to have to torch out the Red Reaper first. The Holopolis doesn't really need to be saved, but that Red Reaper most certainly needs to be shut down, and quickly. Hi, buddy. I have just a whole bunch of MMLs dedicated purely for you, and I have some backup as well. You get laser MS to self-defense, and that's a cook. Alright, so first step is down. Paradox needs to take care of step number 2, which is that Holopolis, if at all possible. May not be. Yeah, we don't have the shot, unfortunately. So in that case, you will go on backup duty. So, you and you both require a significant amount of firepower. So A. Actually, no, this should be A. I want the guarantee kill. And B. And 56%. We can make that work, I suppose. I mean, I have Hydras. It doesn't... Yeah, the Hydras are probably a better solution. Let it rock. Okay, got the carrier, which is lovely. And then the twin plasma. Got the target there. Alright, lovely. So now we just have the Holopolis, which the Holopolis doesn't have anything interesting. The Holopolis? Holopolis. I think I'm saying it right. I think I've got it right. I could give Howl like one opportunity to go for a headshot. Because you don't have an armored cowl. Good. Twin gas rifles, go rocket. That was not his head, but I appreciate you for playing. And swing on over here, because you're going to need to. And I can almost see it, but not quite. I'm going to have to engage it with alternative options. Showboat. Also going to rush on in. There's no possible way Mask would be able to turn on to get you that far on in. And Jester. So Jester only has a single guided arrow left, which means he'll have to make it count. Actually, why would I do that at all? We're just going to direct fire on the Holopolis. A guided and an Inferno. Let's go for cooking. Whoosh. Nice and fire.
I'm out of long-range missiles.
But that's fine. We kind of planned for that. Yes, 99.1 or 91. I could actually just move into a direct line of sight with you, could I? I can. Let's have some fun with you. Since we're not keeping you alive anyway. Give me a shape charge. We don't get to use them very often. Good hits on the Holopolis. And Coach is free. Alright, so Coach, what you're going to do is you're basically run into the middle of this. You're going to avoid walking into flames, and then you're going to light this guy on fire. Because why not? Inferno. Yeah, that's 200 heat and a knockdown. He's just having a bad day at this point. Pilot Bell? He's not going to bail just yet, but it would be really cool if he did.
Got something you want done?
Finn, Thanatos. Yeah, lay a shell on you. Give a shape charge, direct. Is that enough? It is not. You would need more damage in that case. Blow his head off. Because I'm not really interested in taking the Holopolis intact, so let's be honest with ourselves. Howl, you already had your opportunity to demonstrate your considerable capabilities, and you failed. So let's continue to move over here.
On my way.
Hi, I'm gonna perform a little bit of surgery. So just sort of bear with us on this one. He's feeling a tad stressed, as you might do. Paradox. Take aim at your primary target. Aim for his face, of course. Switch over to Infernos, because you know extra assault. Plasma, missiles, feeling stressed. That's the plan. Jester, you're done. You don't get to engage in this anymore. Death Crusade, I suppose you can keep attempting to pull his head off. It looks like he did manage to actually hit him with a large laser. And that is a pilot lethal. Although we did lose a ballistic triple plus, which would have been quite nice to have. And then Showboat is done.
Sounds smart.
Mockingbird can start heading for the actual primary objective.
All right.
Because we've got this guy on fire. His turn. He's Red Reaper. He's not going nowhere. Probably gonna knock him over in the next turn.
Ready for orders.
You're not doing anything.
Roger.
Coach.
Venting heat and stabilizing.
Ooh, gotta move you. Stay in front of him if at all possible. That just spreads out the damage a little bit better. And fire. There we go. Red Reaper pilot is out. Oh, I was really worried for a moment that I had managed to move into some deadly death zone. Okay, let me just get everybody, just to make sure there's no red zone where, okay, good. Onager, quite nimble, provided defense. Showboat, you're done. And Mockingbird, why don't you walk on into base, all nice and triumphant like.
Full throttle.
Okay, and Jester is fine up here. And Howl is fine.
Roger.
And Death Crusade, fine. Lovely. Location occupied, primary targets eliminated. 5 of 21 priority salvages coming our way, and there is a lot of mechs on the table, but there is only one mech that I have eyes for. Sorry, Shade, but the Red Reaper has come to play. So let's go take a look. 252,000, increased by 20% for knocking out all the other targets. Gauss Wolf took a little bit more damage than I otherwise would have wanted to, and the Onager and the Catapult also a little bit toasty, but we were kind of expecting that. They are designed to sort of get on top of the enemy to barbecue them as best as they can. Oh, good. They bundled. They bundled. They did not bundle the Black Knight. You jerks. Alright, Hellstorm Artillery. Laser Rifle. Let me just lean out of my cockpit and open fire on you. Snipers, Ultra 2s, but they're not clans. Combat Shield, large. Whole ton of fusion cores. Just absolute tons of fusion cores. Exchangers, indirect computers. Good ones, too. Not amazing, but good ones. Reinforced single heat sinks. Upper spike. The Vibro Sword. This is the one. This came off the Black Knight. The Red Reaper. Yeah, there's only one possible answer to this. Show me that Red Reaper. 1, 2, 3. Don't you dare try and get away from me. 3, 4, 5. Am I overreacting? A little bit. Not gonna lie, a little bit. We have been hunting down a Red Reaper for literally months at this point in the other campaign, so I finally got one. Also got the Hellstorm Artillery, a couple of fusion cores, one of which is useful, one of which is not. Some fuel cell engines, reinforced. Didn't get the second Vibro Sword like I really kind of wanted. The Emperor was there was a chance for it, but at the end of the day, Red Reaper. It is a Black Knight with a Vibro Sword and a large shield, and the model reflects that, and that's just really, really sexy. And I really, really needed it in my life. I don't know how much of it's still going to be intact. I'm hoping a center stack is still intact on that mech, because things like the pulse lasers and stuff, I don't care. I'll rebuild it however I want it. It'll probably not involve pulse lasers. It'll probably involve as many melee weapons and anti-missile defense systems that I can possibly cram into the mech. Probably won't deal as much damage as our other Black Knight, because the other Black Knight is not going to bother with the shield. It's just going to have another axe. But yeah. So 93,985 for the next 10 days. A little bit more expensive than I wanted. Not gonna lie. Not quite the way I envisioned the engagement going. And now I have to, unfortunately... Yeah, everybody take a little bit of damage. Onager the most, clearly. But other than that, everybody came out of this one pretty good. 14 days to our Emperor and 11 days to the Black Knight. Let's go into the mech bay because I desire to see my creation. I'll say my creation, but... first of all, we're going to sell the Roughneck bars. I like Roughnecks, don't get me wrong. They're great mechs, but no. The Emperor, I'm interested in. But... it's a primitive version of it. As you can see, it carried the autocannon 5 and each armor set of the LB10s that were used in later versions in 16. So it's the ancient version. So not the one that I want. There's the Black Knight, Fafnir, Kraken. This belongs in a museum. Yeah, we'll put it back in there. Sell it to some interested third party. And then of course that Dervish part that I don't need anymore. Do I sell these? So tempting. I'm selling the Fafnir part. You know, it's the good Fafnir. Let us ready up the Red Reaper.
Ready to fight, Commander.
Show it to me. Aw, it's currently armless. That's, ooh, that's actually a really good thing if that's what I think, because you can't lose the vibro sword. Please tell me the center stack is still intact. It is not. Damn it. Seriously, the only thing intact I got out of this mech with a heavy PPC. I feel robbed. Right. Pull that heavy PPC out for it is 10 tons of weight I don't need. First of all, it's going to take us 639,000 Seabills just to start rebuilding it. And of course, we would put in a Clan XL engine into that one if we're doing an XL engine at all, which we don't know. Core 300 is what it starts with. And then, of course, I require a mask. I don't know if I already put the mask in the other one, but if I were to build this, which we're not building it right now, as you can see, it's 3 million Seabills already. Give me armors. Give me spiked. Give me endo-TSM. Oh yes, can't be used with mask. Right, so this one can use the mask, the other one's using the endo-TSM. Gyros. Ooh, gyro defense plus. I'll take it. Because the other one's getting the gyro dreadnought. Right, still got 24 tons, no problem there. Would actually like a bigger engine, if I'm completely honest. Can I put on? I cannot. Can I put on this? No. It does have support hardpoints in the hands, which is interesting. The other one's getting lower melee. Upper spiked. I do have one. Booties? Do you have the two? But that goes in the other one. Right. I don't really have room for 2 melee Red Reaper. Well, 2 melee Black Knights. So do we keep the Red Reaper or do we keep the other one? Now that's a question that's going to keep me up at night. Show me AMS. Give me advanced. It's only the fists. Unless I go with torso cockpit. Which I could, but... you know, I really could. That's not the worst thing in the world. Torso mounted cockpit. Opens up a ton of free space in the head. AMS. Give me the advanced AMS. Throw that in there. Throw it in the recently acquired 2 tons of ammunition for it that I recently got. Double ton. Lovely. So basically it's a head that just goes zap. I've turned it into a CIWS head. That's pretty funny actually. Or CWIS? Close-in weapon system. CIWS. Why is it CWIS then? Ah, whatever. So, cooling systems. Obviously we're going to put in just a double heat sink kit. Just because we have them. Like, they're not really special at this point. When you have 5 of them just laying around, but then again, we have to remember the current sort of year-ish that we're currently operating in. So, what else can I put in? Oh, melee weapons, obviously. Did I already use the boomstick in the... I'm going to have to double check and take a look at that. Snub nose, PVCs in the fist joints. Because that'll save me from having to put in, like, ammunition on this mech. What's my current heat at? 60 for 60. That's beautiful. 6 tons remaining. Don't have any of that available at the moment. LRMs, no missiles at all. Flame breath is already filled. It's just energy and... ooh, jump jets. Yeah, why not? I know some people hate jump jets, but you know what? They're adorable. Do I have a partial wing system? Aha! That takes up pretty much all of the space, though, unfortunately, that I would use for the jump jets. I know some people hate jump jets on melee mechs. I understand the argument. I really do. But it is funny to me to give it a little bit more strategic movement. Got some jump jets on that. No cannon, of course. Gotta remember that. Got 2 tons to put in a gun. How much tonnage am I currently? 9.5 tons. So, like, I could easily shave a ton of cash off of this mech. Rip that XL out. Oh, look at how much that price drops. It's so good. I have power large improved heavy lasers. I'm obviously not putting them on this mech. They need to go on another more powerful mech. Probably the Marauder, maybe. Yeah, probably the Marauder. Do I need anything else? 6.5 tons I have available to me. So, melee weapons, again. Sub cannon. Sub cannon is 6 tons. Is a little bit too heavy. How about plasma lances? Plasma lances are 3 tons. There we go. And then half a ton left, which we could throw into armor probably. Let's put in normal endo steel. It'll be cheaper. And I don't really have the need for, you know, super expensive endo steel. Filling up most of that mech. Cockpit systems, of course. We would need to double check on that. But I believe I just don't have any melee cockpit systems, unfortunately. Armored cowl. I know, I already have a cockpit in there. So, I don't have a fire control system. Sweet. That's cockpit as well. Sensors. Sensor range, sensor basic. Sensor recon, why not? I mean, I don't know if I can afford to build it. I think I did mention this earlier. I don't know if I can afford to outfit 2 Black Knights. So the real question is going to be, which Black Knight should we keep with? I do think that this Black Knight we have here, we can outfit to do more damage than the Red Reaper. I think. And the reason I think that is because it's really cool that it happens to have the power sword. The vibro sword on this one, which is indestructible. Oh, I thought it was... Did you switch on me? Or have I just not been paying attention? So, 70 damage, plus 3 melee accuracy, plus 20% melee, plus 15% stability. I can't augment that in any way. I don't have any ER Pirate medium lasers that I have for free at the moment. I don't have any more boomsticks that I think are free at the moment. I'm going to have to double check what build I came up with them. So I think this is... I mean, this will be as much damage as it does. So I think it's not going to do nearly as much damage as, say, if we were to build the other Black Knight. What the heck? Okay. Thank you. But maybe I'm wrong. Because I don't know much about building melee mechs. I'll fully, willingly admit that. And we are sort of coming to the end of this season sometime soon. So yeah, which one do you think we should try out? Should we try and rebuild the Red Reaper, or should we continue our construction of the other Black Knight with the twin axes to beat the evelyn crap out of the enemy? Yeah, that'll be the real question. So I'm just going to do one last peek at the store, because I don't think I looked at it just yet. And so, faction. We've got, there's all plus parts. Oh my! Rotary AC tank land, thank you. Needed one of those. I think I actually have I have all the equipment to build that, actually. That's all good. That's all good. That's all good. That's all good. Arc sheath beacon is good, but I'm not going to buy it. Sensor tracker, I have none. I would like more. Oh, but I can't afford it right now. Well, could I? But if I sold the Fafnir parts, sure. I have a couple of XL engines sitting in the crater as well. Yeah, we'll probably sell the Fafnir part. We'll grab one of those. So, yeah, though, I just need to check one thing then, because we just picked up a Rack 10. Do I happen to have the ammo for said Rack 10? Because I think I do. Not really. I mean, I have some, just not enough to make it work. But yeah, we have the gun now. Oh, the Rack 10 is amazing. It's up to 360 damage in a round. It's awesome. And it weighs almost as much as the Risk Rack 5. But in any event, folks, that's going to do for today's episode. I have been Terran. If you like what you've been seeing, hit that like button and subscribe if you want to see a notification every single time I release one of these videos. Press that little bell icon, leave a comment, and make sure you swing on by for the streams on Wednesdays, Fridays, and Saturdays. On Wednesdays and Saturdays, we play Apollo's Vipers, our alternative RogueTech campaign in the middle of clan space. And on Fridays, we play a heavily modded and house-ruled version of MechWarrior 5 Mercenaries. Things like, if a mech is destroyed, it's completely destroyed. You don't get to rebuild it. You don't get to repair anything about it. A whole bunch of mods, including the weapon velocity mod, and we'll be adding in more as time goes on, and a special rule of you're only allowed to use 70% of your tonnage, which requires us to use a lot more locusts than you might otherwise think, and it has been a blast. Although personally, I like to get my hands on a couple of fleas. But in any event, I will see you all in the next episode.